The results are in, and I have over 1,000 responses with this 2027 Chevy GMC comparison for the half tons. Now, before we get started into the video, I want to discuss something real quickly. I saw today that they're going to be using E-coated frames for these half tons. So I wanted to just make that point real quickly. I may do a separate video on that, but I don't know. But that was some really good news today, and I figured I'd just share it really quickly. So let's go ahead and hop into the video. Let's start with the exteriors, and then we'll move over to the interiors because I got to show you guys something. There's a lot of talk online about the GMC Dash, and it's pretty funny. I have found some pictures to compare their new Dash with a older Oldsmobile, and I think I got a Buick one too. So let's go ahead and hop into the video. So who is shocked by this? Anyone? I'm not shocked even a little bit. I knew Chevy was going to win this when I did this poll. Nothing against the GMC truck, but the front end just doesn't fit for some reason. I don't know what it is. And maybe in person it might look better, but I'm telling you right now, the Chevy just hits it out of the park. And maybe it's because the Chevy just looks a little bit more rugged, and GMC has always tried to build the prettiest trucks. And so the prettiest truck didn't work on this design, just being honest here. So literally almost a 60-40 split. Crazy. Now, interior wise, I didn't know how this one was going to go. And as you guys see, it's almost 50-50, right? But the Sierra does edge out the Chevy just a little bit. Now, I would say that when I show you these pictures of these old Dashes here in a second, I think that you guys will agree with me that the GMC's Dash does not look better than the Chevys. I really am shocked at how little I like the GMC for the interior and exterior. So here it goes. The first picture I'm going to show you guys, let me see if I can find it here. I might have lost it. Okay. I believe this was the Oldsmobile. I'm sorry. This is the Buick. I'm sorry. This is the Buick Dash here, okay? The GMC Dash reminds me of this, all right? So hold on. I'm going to show you one more picture here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. This is the Oldsmobile. Again, these Dashes are very similar to what GMC has done with the Sierra Dash. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Now I'm going to show you a picture real quickly of the GMC Dash. I'm going to try to get a close picture for you guys too so you can really see what I'm talking about here. But here it is. Tell me that does not look like a old school Dash with screens on it. Anyone in the comment section want to be the taker of that. I truly believe that Dash looks just like those older Dashes from the 80s and some of the 90s. So let's go ahead and compare the exteriors. I just wanted to get that out the way real quickly. And I'm sorry if you can't unsee it because I'm not the one that found this. People were talking about this online and I just started looking for pictures to see what they were talking about. And sure enough, those Dashes look just like those old school cars. Now let's go ahead and check out some of these pictures. Up first is the ZR2 AEV edition because this is actually my first time seeing this. I missed this picture somehow. But you guys can see that is the off-road bumper right there. You can see the skid plates. Now that bumper looks to have like a gloss finish on it. So very interesting that this is the AEV edition. And this is the AEV edition of the AT4X. Now on this one, it has more like a matted finish on the bumper. You can kind of see the AEV badge right there too. And I can't see the back of it though. Now this truck does not look as good as a Chevy. I'm just being honest, guys. And you guys see the recovery hooks are like finished in like a silver accent too. Check out the front headlights. I think that the Chevy just looks a little bit more rugged, and it's always kind of been that way, but it's even more so now. Both trucks have the 35s. You guys see the clearance lights on that GMC, whereas you don't have those on the Chevy, which I'm not upset about. But you guys do see they have clearance lights in the center of the grille there. And looks like off to the side right there too. Looks like a clearance light potentially. And on the GMC, there's no clearance lights on that front grille. Now here are the regular ZR2 trucks. I definitely like the styling of the new bumper over the outgoing. And here's the GMC. Thoughts in the comment section, I want to know. By the way, I wish I could show you the hoods a little bit better too, but look at the hood on the Chevy. And on the GMC, it's like they did like a dual like accent. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it, guys, personally, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section. As far as the grills go, I think I like the GMC's grill a lot better. You guys see it has these vertical lines there, and on the Chevy, it's just a little bit more basic, I would say, overall. But yeah, you can see that it does have the cutout in the bumper for better ground clearance. The wheel designs, looks like this has like a B-lock wheel too. And then here is the AT4X wheels. Those look good too though. I definitely like those better than the outgoing on the GMCs currently. Now I don't have some great photos of the Chevy, so here's the GMC Denali Ultimate. 22-inch wheels, and here's the best picture I could find of the Chevy Silverado High Country. And I know some of you guys have noticed the plastic accents on these bumpers. The GMC has it too. I'm not opposed to that because obviously you guys know paint chips over time, and GMC and Chevy bumpers chip pretty bad over the course of a few years once you get miles on them. But yeah, as far as the front end goes, I think it might look a little bit better on the GMC for the Ultimate, but I still think the Chevy hits for me. Let's check out these interiors now. Now up first is the High Country interior. I like the lighter color accents. That's gonna win it automatically for me too. Be sure to take note of the steering wheel, the screen layout. Also, you guys see here, leather wrapping now with stitching accents and a little bit of suede for the High Country. So the High Country is actually looking a little bit better already for the interior. So here is the GMC. And again, like I said, you can't unsee this dash. This dash is definitely retro for sure. You guys see some of the wood accents. Both trucks have real wood. I think if you get the ZR2, you get like some type of carbon fiber accent for the dash and around the interior, which is nice. Guys see the push button start buttons right there. Obviously this is going to have a suede and leather wrapping. Now take note, there is a speaker right here. The Silverado does not have a speaker, unfortunately. The dash looks a little bit more basic, and as you guys saw, the screen right here, this does have like a flip up and down cover here. And both of them have their own iteration of the center console. Multi-Pro goes to the GMC, Multi-Flex goes to the Chevy. Also, you guys see the steering wheel one more time for both sides. Steering wheel versus, so it looks to be, it's different for sure, the design of it. Now, it looks like it's a little bit more thicker than the outgoing. I have noted on like the GMC Yukon and Chevy Tahoes, they have a lot thicker steering wheels for the refresh models. But as far as the screens go, they all have the same screen. So 12.2, this is a 16.3. And lastly, this is an 11.5 for both trucks. So nothing really changes as far as the screen layouts go. Now, that's probably one of the biggest comments I saw, whether it be on my poll or somewhere else. Everyone hates the big screens. Like everyone's complaining, I hate the big screens. And I'm not against that. I understand, like, I don't know if the passenger screen really matters. I don't know why everyone's doing that. I know Ferrari was probably one of the first to adopt that. I know Ram did that for their refresh trucks, but for the most part, it seems like a lot of people don't like that extra screen there. And I don't know why they feel like they had to put it there. I think that it should be an option for both trucks, especially for Chevy. I know a lot of Chevy guys would probably prefer not to have that there, and especially if you can get storage in place of it. But yeah, as far as the interiors go, it's a wash for me. I don't think I love or hate either one. I just hate the fact that Chevy's going to get held back again from GMC, because you're not going to be able to get the premium sound system that you can get on GMCs. You're not going to be able to get the massage seats most likely, because I haven't heard anything about that. And again, it's just, there's just a few things that's going to be missing on High Country that you can get on the GMC. And of course, with Ram and Ford, and I'm pretty sure Ford's probably going to be responding within the next couple of years with the redesigned truck too. And who knows, that's probably going to really put them over the top now because their interiors are starting to get better too. Now, one thing I have to talk about is how much GM copied the competition with this truck. First thing is obviously the passenger screen. Ram was the first one to adopt that. And I think Ford's going to be adopting that in their redesigned trucks too. Also, the dual chargers. Not every automobile today has that, but Ram brought that out in the 2025 and 2024 trucks, I believe too. I could be wrong. I know for sure for 2025. And of course the twin panel moonroof, which is not a big deal. Every car has that today in the SUV and truck world. Now, also, we talked about their center console. So Ram has been at the top of the list for theirs because you can slide it forward and back. You have storage on the front and rear of it. But they didn't just stop there. They took Ford's flip out idea and you could actually use it as a workspace too. So their center console has definitely been upgraded. And I think it's probably one of the best things that they've done for their truck. Also, you guys do know that you can now use Super Cruise while towing. And if you get a GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate, they give you 3 years subscription for that, already included in the price. Now, a few things I want to close with here on the exterior. I wanted to talk about this because this is actually something that I really like about both of these trucks, which is the 3-foot high mount center light on the top of the cab, basically. I think it really gives a lot of class to the truck, and you normally see that on high-end cars too. So I'm glad that they incorporated that on this pickup truck, and both trucks are going to have that. Also, for the interior, I noticed that the Chevy had the dual edge accent on the seatbelts. I did not see that for the GMC on any of the trims. Now, I don't know if both the AT4X and the Ultimate are getting the mahogany interior. I thought I saw an AT4X badge with mahogany interior, which I was a little shocked by, especially for this being the off-road pickup. Now, something that you cannot get on the Chevy because I haven't seen any footage of it is the hidden storage behind the center screen. That is a really nice option that GM has incorporated. And you know, it's typically lost space anyways, depending on how big the head unit is. But apart from that, 16 speaker Bose found in GMC is not in the Chevy Silverado because, as you guys just saw, there was some speakers missing on that A-pillar. So it's very possible that Chevy will get more speakers than it has now. I think now they have like a 9-speaker and that's it. Hopefully they'll get at least a 12-speaker Bose because that's what GMC has currently, and now the Ultimate will have the 16 speakers. Now, if you're not new to GM, maybe you're now doing your research, GM is going to have the Chevy dash and layout, just so you know. So what they've done in the past was the the SL trims, basically the elevation, I believe, get the more basic interior, and then once you step up to a AT4, Denali, and of course Ultimate X, you get the more premium dash layout, as they call it. So it's very possible you guys are going to see lower trims, like the work truck model is definitely going to have the Chevy interior for the GMC, and it's very possible the elevation will have the same interior. Then once you step up to an AT4, Denali, and on, you'll see the premium interior, basically the Buick front dash, basically. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. I thought this would be kind of fun to show you guys side by side because a lot of people were really disappointed about the GMC Sierra. So hopefully pricing is not disappointing because I actually put together a spreadsheet so I can show you guys comparison for the pricing. I'm going to start with Chevy and then I'm going to move over to GMC, but it's taken me like an hour to put all this information together. So it's going to be a while before I do these videos. So be on the lookout for them. It should be this week, hopefully. But if not, for sure next week because we don't have pricing. I want to give you guys an estimate of what I think it's going to be. Peace.